In this video, I want to show you how to use any MIDI controller to control your GrandMA3 software. So let's get into it. At first, you need to download the free software Chataigne. The link is down in the description. Then we have to download the GrandMA3 module. We go to Plus, get more modules, GrandMA3 and click Install. After you have installed it, you select it, you go to Software, Community Modules and GrandMA3. Then you go to Plus, Protocol and MIDI. Here we can select the MIDI device we want to use. Then we press Log Incoming and Log Outcoming. Then we go to GrandMA3, unselect Local, and type in our IP address which we will use in the session in GrandMA3. Then we have to select our remote port, which is 8000. Then we open GrandMA3, go to Settings, In and Out, down to OSC, select the interface we are using, create new OSC data, delete the old one. And as you can see, we also use a port 8000 right here. We select Receive and Send and enable input and output. It is really important to start at first GrandMA3 and then Chataigne, otherwise it won't work. It is also important to have only one OSC data which is currently working, otherwise you might have problems. Then we go back to Chataigne, make a right click, add state, plus, mapping, and here we press learn, move the fader or turn the encoder, and it automatically selects the fader or encoder we are currently using. Then you go to filters, remap, remap. Then we go to outputs, plus GrandMA3, executor, move executor fader, and we want to move the fader 201 on page 1. So this one right here, and as you can see, when I turn my encoder, it moves the fader in GrandMA3. Now we can name it. We double click it, press space 201. By pressing the space at first, the number right over here will count up as we copy it. So when I copy it, you see the next number will be the 202. If I don't press space and then copy it, it won't count up the number, it will create a second number. Let's map a few buttons. Go to plus, mapping, press learn, go to filters, remap, remap, GrandMA3 executor, and now push executor button. We want to press the button 201. Let's type in 201. And now you can press this button with your MIDI controller. Now I will show you how to map faster a MIDI controller which is a lot of pages. So we go to Chataigne, add state, go to plus, mapping, then we create a few more input values. So for this video I take 4 input values. Then we go to plus, manual, and input integer. With the integer value we will select the page in GrandMA3. So we press learn, move the first fader, and so on. We go to filters, remap, remap, and now we don't want to remap the image value, so we unselect it. And we unselect use custom input range. And we go to outputs, GrandMA3, executor, move executor fader. Create 3 more, and here we can link the page exactly to the input integer value right over here. So we press the link button here, from mapping input, value 5 integer. And as you can see, when I change the input integer value, it will change the page in GrandMA3. And when you copy it, the only thing you need to do then is just to select the new values you want to use and set the input integer value to the page you want to use. And as you can see, it automatically changes the pages in GrandMA3 right down here. Another cool feature in Chataigne are the actions, which can be used to turn on and off a state or a mapping. So you go to plus, actions, you go to plus, actions, press learn, press the button you want to use, and then you go to plus, state machine, state, set state activation, select your state you want to activate or deactivate, and when I now unclick value and press the button, you can see it deactivates the state. And when I click value and then press the button, it activates the state. You can also do this with states. So you go to plus, state machine, mapping, set mapping enabled, then select your mapping, and by clicking value you can either turn it on or off. When you unplug and replug your MIDI controller in, it normally will lose its values. That our MIDI controller will get its values back, our computer needs to permanently send the values to the MIDI controller. Therefore, we create a mapping which will permanently send the values from our computer back to the MIDI controller. So we go to plus, mapping, select the fader or encoder. Now we don't need to remap the value because the value which is incoming and outgoing will be the same. And on outputs we press plus, MIDI, control change, and as we can see down in the logger, it is at channel 11, CC1. Now go to parameters, unselect set on output change only, and click force continuous process. Now it will send the data 50 times per second back to the MIDI controller. But 1 time per second is definitely enough. When I now unplug the MIDI controller and replug it in, you see it will get its value back from the computer. At least press File, Save As, and save the mapping. The next time you open Chataigne, you can simply click File and open as document. In the next video I want to show you what you have to do that if you move a fader in GrandMA3, it moves your fader on your MIDI controller.